Hello, everyone. You're welcome to another webinar from the Nigerian Trumpet Guild. We're sorry that we're starting very late. We had a lot of technical glitches, but we're over it now, and we're here. And we're here to do what we do best. So today is a special one as usual because we have a special facilitator in the person of Mr. Akobundu Uche. So a little bit about him is that Uche is a native of Abia State in Nigeria. He was born and bred in Lagos. He is a music scholar who graduated from the Adeniro Ogusoya College of Education. And he was the band marshal at the time in 2008. Uche was also the assistant director of the music department of the Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU Ile-Ife. That's from 2011 to 2012. Then eventually he became the band director from 2012 to 2013. He's a member of the Nigerian Trumpet Guild as expected, and he's presently the director of Zeno School of Music and the CEO of AK Zeno Integrated Services. He manages a band of his own, that's the Zeno band. So in case you have to cover engagements like wedding, dinners, dedication, graduation, housewarming, funerals, and birthday parties, whatever it is always going to be available. So let's give a round of applause as we introduce our facilitator for today. Hello, welcome. You're on mute. Also, as usual, we have our music director here, Mr. Victor Ademofe. So, Mr.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. You're welcome, sir. So, Mr. Uche, I hope I didn't ruin your citation, your short citation. So, because of the time we wasted, we're going to try and make it a little bit short. So, you can take it. Okay, yeah, just in case Mr. Victor has something to say, you can quickly say, then you have the floor. Mr. Victor. Oh.
You have already done the introduction, so let Mr. Uche let him just kick off.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Uche, the floor is yours. Please kick off because our time is fast spent already.
Yes, all right, thank you, everyone. The president, the vice president. I want to appreciate and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. All right, without wasting much time, Chief Ron, please give me my first slide. Let's hit the ball rolling. All right, rudiments and theory of music. I want to focus on sight reading or sight playing. As a musician, this is one thing that we need to hold very well, to sight play. If you sight play, sight read, it gives you edge when you play with your colleagues. Let's go to the next slide.
You can move it. Okay.
All right, rudiments. Rudiment, what does that mean? It simply means the fundamental music elements, such as notes or musical notation, the use of these notes as pitch in the staff, application of rhythm, the note interval, key signature, musical notes, and chords. All these elements, that is what we need for the rudiment. Just like when you are cooking your soup, egusi soup. Yeah. Let me use that as an example. You need your oil, you need the egusi, you need all those things. When you put them together, it makes your soup. So the rudiment, you need all these things to to build your music ability. All right, let me go to sight reading. The topic for the day. What is sight reading? What do we understand by the word sight reading? Sight reading is the ability to read and perform a music in real time without prior practice or preparation. This means that a musician who sight reads the music at real time, playing at sight. When the music is given to you, you kick the ball, hit the ball. For you to sight play, there are some techniques which I will take my time and explain. If you understand the techniques, sight reading will be very, very simple. What are these techniques? Number one, I have here good knowledge of lines and spaces of the staff. Good knowledge of lines and spaces of the staff. Number two, knowledge of note value. Knowledge of note value and their duration. The knowledge of note value and the duration. Number three, you should be able to identify the key of the music. You should be able to identify the key of the music. The next I have there is you should be able to identify the time signature, pitch accuracy of the note, identification of the tonic, that means the highest and lowest note of whatever you're playing. I will take my time to explain these 4 points. So the first point there is good knowledge of lines and spaces. As you can see on my screen, the first stave, I have E, G, B, D, F. E, G, B, D, F. Well, from during our primary school days, we have a slogan: every good boy deserves favor. Every good boy deserves favor. Every good boy deserves favor. In a treble staff, the first line is E. The second line is G. The third line, B. The fourth line, D. And the fifth line, F. E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy deserves favor. That's for the lines. Then for the spaces, we have FACE, which is the phase. FACE, or you can call it Father Abraham cooks egg for the spaces. So the first space of the treble staff is F. The second space, A. The third space, C. And the fourth space, E. So if you look at my last stem, this is what you see as the scale of C major. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Where your first C is the major line. Then your D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So if you transcribe this to your tonic so far, you get do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. On the key of C major. On the key of C major. Let's move to the next slide. The next point there is musical notes, shapes, and value. Musical note, shapes, and value. The first note we have there is the semibreve. The semibreve. The Americans, they call it whole note. That is the shape, and the duration is 4 counts. The next note, we have the meaning, also called half note. That's the shape there, an oval with a stem. The duration is 2 counts. The next note is crochet, also called quarter note. We have the note there, a shaded oval and the stem. The duration is 1 beat. The next note there is quiver. Quiver or 8th note. That's the symbol. We have a shaded oval, a stem, and a tail. The duration is half. The next slide, I will play all these so you understand how it sounds and how you're supposed to play it. The semi-brief or the whole note, I have 4 semi-brief notes here. They are on C, the space. So if I play my first note, it will last for 4 counts. Ta. That's the first one. The second one, ta. The third one, ta. The fourth one, ta. Now let me demonstrate it, how you play it. That is how the semi-brief is supposed to sound. The next note is the meaning. The meaning. In a bar, we have 2 meaning notes. Each bar, altogether, we have 4 bars, 8 meaning notes. So if you're playing this note, the first one will last for 2 counts. 2 counts, just like this. Ta, 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 ta. Now let me play it so you see how it sounds. That is meaning. That is how it's supposed to sound when you're playing it. 2 counts. The next note is the crochet or the quiver note. Crochet or quiver note. I have just 2 bars here, 4 crochet notes in a bar. So if you are playing it, you don't have to stretch the note. It must be 1 count. Ta, 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 ta. So let me play it, let me demonstrate it so you see how it sounds if you're playing it. That is how it's supposed to sound. Let me give you 10 seconds so you try it since you have your trumpet with you. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Bravo, bravo. All right, let's go to the next slide. Quiver or 8th note. Quiver or 8th note. The quiver is half of your crochet. Half of your crochet note. So if your crochet sound ta, 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 your quiver will sound ta, 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 ta. So I have 2 bars here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 crochet notes in a bar. 8 crochet notes in a bar. Let me demonstrate it so you see how it sounds. Let me play the crochet first. Now the quiver. That is how the quiver is supposed to sound. All right. So but let's move to identification of keys. What is key signature? A simple definition of key signature: the symbols, a group of signs or symbol placed to identify to indicate the key of a piece of music. To indicate the key of a piece of music. We have different signs to indicate the key of a music. We use either the sharp or the flat. We use either the sharp or the flat. We have the location of the sharps. So the key of C major, no have sharp, no flat. The key of G major has one sharp. Where's the location of the sharp? F sharp. So when you see a piece of music with no sharp, no flat, it means that the music is on C major. It means the music is on C major. G major, when you see a piece of music with just one sharp, it means the music is on G major. When you see a sharp as a key signature, it means the key is on G major. Now, when you see another music with two sharps, it tells us that the key is D major, two sharps. Where's the location of the sharp? We have the F sharp and C sharp. So when you are playing the key of D major, you don't have to play your regular F or your regular C. You have to increase the note from F to F sharp, C to C sharp. A piece of music with three sharps, we have it as A. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp is raised. The key of E major, we have four sharps. F sharp is raised, C sharp is raised, G sharp is raised, D sharp is raised. When you see a piece of music with five sharps, and so on, 6 sharp, 7 sharps. So just follow them like that. That is how you identify the key of a piece of music. So if you know your note value, if you understand your note value, location of key signature, identification of key signature, it shows that you are moving towards sight playing. Without these two techniques, you can't sight play. You can't. Let's move to the next slide. Now I have key signatures, how it is written. Now look at my first key. I have G major, one sharp. So if you want to sight play, you look at your key signature, one sharp. And from what I explained from my lines and spaces, your second line is G. Every good boy deserves favor. Every good boy deserves favor. So every good, second line, G. So any note you see there, when you transcribe to toning software, it is Do. So if your first line, your second line is G, Do, any note you see on the second space will now be Re. That's the supertonic. The third line, you get Mi, that's your mediant. The third space, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, just like that. On the key of D major, we have two sharps. From what I explained, below your first line, which is E, you get D. So any note you see above the ledger line or immediately below the first line, it is D. That is your tonic, Do. So from your D, if you can locate your tonic, Do, it means your first line will now be Re, the supertonic. The space will now be your mediant, and so on. Just keep moving. The next K after D major is A major. A major. From lines and space, the second stem, we have FACE. FACE, which our first space, which is F. So any note you see there, it is F. But right now, we are dealing with sharp series. Sharp series. Maybe when we have part 2, we will not talk about the flat series and other techniques that will help you in sight playing. But right now, we are dealing with sharp series. Sharp series. So I have my A major here. My second space is the tonic for A. So when you see any note on the second space with 3 sharp, you know is what? A major, and that note is what? Your tonic, Do. So if that space there is Do, it means my third line, the next, the third line will not be Re, the space Mi, the line Fa. So just like that, keep ascending till you get to the tonic. The next note, I have E major, the same format. The same format. Where I have E major, my first line as Do, it means my first space will now be Re. The line Mi, just keep ascending like that. So let's move to the next slide. Example of scale with key signature. As I explained earlier on, I told you when you see a piece of music with 1 sharp, it means it is G. So where I have G major, let me demonstrate it. The second line is my G. The second line is G. So my tonic will start from the second line, which is Do. So to play the scale, it goes like this. That is scale of G major. Scale of G major. I'll take that again. The next scale there is D major. As I explained before, we have 2 sharps. 2 sharps means D major. Where's my tonic? The note below the first line or the note above my middle C. That is Do on the key of D major. So let me play so you see how it goes. That is D major. The next is A. Since you have idea of sight playing, why not try A? Ready? 1, 2, go. Bravo, bravo. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, let's move to the next slide. Okay, look at this. This is a simple tune from Bunny and Friends. A simple tune. Now, how do you start play this? Look at the key signature. No sharp, no flat. It means that the music is on C major. What is my first note? My first note is on the second line, which is what? G. Second line, G. Or for a learner, I have a simple formula. Now look at this. Look at this. I have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, if you look at this, my first note, which is G. Let's move to, where is G? What is under G? So, okay, we get that. The next note is on E. Now, what is E? E is me. Fine. The next note on G. On G. What is G? G. So, all right. It means the first bar I have so, me, so. Fine. So let's go to the second bar. Almost the same thing. Okay. So it means the first bar I have so, me, so. The second bar so, me, so. All right. Let's go to the third bar. The note there is on the second space, which is A. The second space, which is A. All right. Let's move to the next line. What is A? A is la. All right. La. Then the second line is G, which is what? So. Then the next note on the space is F. So what is F? Let's see what is F. Fa. Fine. So we have fa. Then the last note on the third bar is E. What is E? What is E? Me. All right. So let's try it. We have so, me, so, so, me, so, la, so, fa, mi. Fine. So let's run the song like that. Let me demonstrate it. Let's see how it goes. As easy as ABC. As easy as ABC. So if you lay your hands on any piece, just take your time, study the piece, get a key signature, the time signature, understand the note value. The note value. If you look at what I just played now, my third note is the meaning. So it will last for 2 counts. 2 counts. So, me, so, me, so. 2 counts. 2 counts. All right. At this point, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. If you have any question, feel free.
Yeah, if you are watching live and you have any questions from what the facilitator has just demonstrated for us, please you can leave your questions in the comment section. Let me see. Where is it? So it's question and answer time.
Bluetooth mode.
So while we're waiting for someone, can you hear me very well?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So you know that when we learn these things,
Okay.
something tends to happen the most, and part of that problem is that we focus more on the sound notes, and we don't we get carried away and ignore the silent notes. The silent notes, we tend not to remember them. We focus more on mastering the counts for the crotchet,
The
the
note
minim,
value.
and all that. So, but when it comes to all the silence, we just feel as if it's not important, because I know it's the silence in music is as important as the sound itself.
All right. The techniques for side playing, they are very, very wide. Today will not be enough for me to cover it up. So we need, in fact, if possible, part 2, part 3, part 4. All the notes I just explained, they are just 4. We have more than 4. The way we have the note, we also have the rest, the rest that is equivalent to the note. The way we have the semi-brief note, we also have the semi-brief rest. The way we have the meaning note, we also have the meaning note rest. We also have the rest, the crochet note, we also have crochet rest. Quiver note, we also have quiver rest. Even semi-quiver, hemi-demi, semi-quiver, we have the note, we also have the equivalent rest. So as a player, or if you want to side play, you need to understand both the note value and the rest that is equivalent to. So the rest is always also important as a note. Just like we are talking, you must pause, you must rest. So also if you are singing, you rest. If you are playing the trumpet or any instrument, you have to rest. So you have to take cognizance of all the rest. They are very, very important.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even realize that it wasn't an expanded discussion. I thought you touched on all of them because rightfully so, it takes a
No,
lot of.
this is just part 1. This is just part 1.
Mm.
I didn't talk about the flat series.
Oh,
Because
okay.
in key
That's true.
signature, we have the sharp series, we also have the flat series. There's a formula to get the sharp series, there's also a formula to get the flat series. But today I just focus on C major and the sharp series. So the next meeting, if I'm done, I will take it, then I'll go to flat series and every other aspect. But I believe the next facilitator will do more justice on it.
Okay, so since the questions are not coming forth, can you quickly do more demonstration? Okay, Mr. Victor is here. So, Mr.
Okay,
Victor, so
I have a simple tune by Scott Joplin. Maybe I can just use that one to buy time before. Excuse me. All right.
Wow, that was a nice. That was a very nice
Thank you,
one.
thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the entertainer by Scott Joplin.
Sorry?
That's the entertainer by Scott Joplin.
Yeah, that's one of the most popular ragtime tunes. In fact, that's the first ragtime tune I ever heard. That was a very nice rendition, in fact, on point. Thanks a lot again,
Thank
sir.
you, thank you, thank you.
And will you call that the basic tune? It's not basic. You made it sound simple, but so that somebody will not go and wound himself. It takes a lot of
Well,
practice.
well, I have a simple tune that I will send to the page by Wednesday 7 a.m. You can just lay hands on it. The first person that will play and drop on the page will get a gift from me. It's a simple tune on C major. The first to play and drop on the page will get a gift from me. It's a simple tune.
Then wait, which other tunes can we can you okay, let me allow Mr. Demofe to speak. He's been there.
Thank you so much,
Yes, sir.
Professor Ron. Thank you for facilitating this. Mr. Uche, God bless you. Thank you so much for this insight and the availability and also for the information you passed across to us this evening.
Thank you.
God bless you. So for many people who may not have heard this before, or who may have heard that there's something called cycling, reading, but they are lazy, or because the kind of music they play does not require this knowledge now. What is your encouragement? I have multiple questions, but then maybe I should just ask this and you answer, and then we just converse like that. So what is your encouragement? How can someone begin to develop interest for reading music, understanding that, okay, I use Nigeria as a case study. There are not too many places where people play printed music. You understand? Except in churches, there are no bands. So what is the encouragement for someone to do this? And when they do it, what are the benefits of learning how to cycling and understand rudiments of music and theory of music? So what are the benefits? So I've wrapped about 2 questions in one.
All right. As a music player, not just a music scholar, as a music player, there are some basic things that we need. That is why we call them rudiments. The basic things that we need. When you skip that basic things, you'll be limited. You'll be limited. I was on a YouTube, was it 2 weeks ago? I saw a guy that constructed a trumpet with he started with pawpaw leaves.
Yeah.
So from there, he migrated to carving the trumpet. We have to start from somewhere. We have to start from somewhere. The whites that brought documentation is for a reason. It's for a reason. Now imagine where we have Akala music. If it's not documented, how will you or how will I play such music? That is why it's good to encourage our players to site play, to document their music for future references. When you don't document your music, I don't know. But you discover that I don't know. But as a player, you need to cover all around the music. Learn to side play, no matter what it takes. Because when you side play, it gives you edge. It gives you edge.
All right, thank you so much. You said a few things that I want to take you up on for clarity for many people who are watching. You know, the rudiments and theory of music that we are talking about is solely Western approach. And it is a Western system of notation system. So you talked about documentation. For somebody who may be asking in his mind or her mind, but what if I don't want to write? I want to record it. Recording a song is a form of documentation. So what are the benefits? Why is the writing a music on a piece of paper using any software or you are using your hand? Why is it different from recording it? Why is it printed music? Why is this? What are the benefits of learning it and also learning how to write and document your songs using that system?
If you write your song, you take it outside the country, you see people that will perform it within seconds. But if you don't write and you record, there are some language that you will hear again and again, you'll not be able to interpret or sing. I listened to one Elijah tune. I can hum it. I have listened to it several times, but I can't pick the lyrics. But if it's on the score, I will play it for you. So the essence, the difference between recording and writing, when you take writing anywhere, you hear it how it is. You hear it raw. But if you take recording anywhere, there are some hidden notes you will not hear. Quote me anywhere.
Okay, interesting. Let me continue on that premise. So you have listed ways, or you have told us one benefit of trying to document. So what is the way forward? You know, because you just taught the rudiments, and this is the basic. This is the foundation you are just talking about. So you just touched on, and it is still more. There are more things to still talk about, which time will not permit you to finalize today. So what can someone who is watching right now, what can they do to leverage on what you have taught? What is the next step for them to get familiarized themselves with? So when they see anything, they know this is it. What is the method? What are the steps they can take that in a few months, in a few years, they can play aside? What do they need to do?
Practice. Triple P or P raised to power 3. Just keep practicing. When you practice the first day on C major, whatever you play on C, when you side play, you sit down, go to G, where you have one sharp. Study the lines and spaces. Study the key signature. Study the note value. If you hold these three things, you have a solid foundation when it comes to sight playing or sight reading.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You have said practice. What should they practice? Where would they see the pieces? What are the pieces? What can they start with? Are you recommending any book, any etude that they can find? Maybe they can find a PDF, or if there's anyone you have that you can send, or if there's any page where they can find it. Because if we just say practice, and people don't know what to practice, that's where the huge challenge is. They don't know where to practice. They may just go see a piece that is for grade 8, and they are dealing with grade 8, and they get frustrated. And that's why I said there must be a systematic approach for their growth, such that as they are going, they are taking what is necessary for time. So they are not trying to stretch their hand to something that is not in their level. So what can you recommend right now for those who have listened to you tonight and watched you, and for those who will still listen to you? I mean, because of the week, I mean.
All right. This era we are in fact, this era, we are so lucky. When I started music, there's nothing like internet. There's nothing like internet. We use this tape where you use when you play a song and you don't get the line, you look for your pen and you roll your cassette, roll it back, roll it back, roll it back. You fix it, you play. No. You remove, you take it back again, take it back. This era we have internet. You can type any piece. You can type anything, you get the song. You get the song. Yesterday I was on internet, I just typed entertainer and I got this. When I downloaded it, it was on the B flat concert, that C on the trumpet. When I downloaded the audio, I said, okay, let me just try this evening. When I tried it, the audio is on C. It's on C. So I just had to transpose in my mind and start playing. So for a beginner, we have so many books. A tune a day will guide you. A tune a day will guide you. We also have Otolangi. There are so many books. Once you go to Google, type trumpet book. Oh my God, you see so many. I don't want to limit anybody. I don't want to limit. Just go there. The river is so wide for us to fish. So just go there. Type trumpet pieces. You see so many. Just choose your choice and write on.
Okay. Beautiful. So in a way, you have recommended a tune a day for those who are just learning, because it will give them ample time to figure out everything you have talked about systematically, because it gives them an opportunity to say, look at the note value, something like that, and then before it goes to an etude. So for those who are watching now, a tune a day is recommended by our facilitator. Otolange is also recommended. Otolange is, I mean, somehow still very much advanced. I mean, it's very much advanced. So, thank you so much.
In fact, 18 a day, I think in some schools they start using them from primary.
So, Mr. Uche, you know, when you were talking about the sharp, you're talking about the sharp. Is there any trick that is easy that you can tell us, that is easy for people to memorize? I mean, is there an acronym? Is there a circle that they need to know? When they just go through the circle, they will know. You know, because sometimes all these letters, there might be an easy way and the finest way for people to understand it. So they won't be thinking too much. So one sharp is this, two sharp is this. By the time they go through a circle or they go through something, I don't know. If there's something you can explain that those who have listened to us and listened to you particularly tonight will be able to use this technique. So by the time they want to do flat also, I mean, they can find that useful as well.
All right, for the sharp series, we all know the scale starts from C major. C has no sharp, C has no flat. You can count 5 steps forward from C. C, D, E, F, G. C, D, E, F, G. That is the next scale with 1 sharp. So after G, G, A, B, C, D. You get 5. G, A, B, C, D. That's the next scale, which is D, 2 sharps. So the next scale will have 3 sharp. What is that scale from D? D, E, F, G, A. The next scale after A, B, C, D, E. Just like that. Or you can use this format. Girls do awake early before Father Charles. Girls do awake early before Father Charles. So girls is G, 1 sharp. Girls do, 2 sharps. That's D. Girls do awake. A has 3 sharps. Girls do awake early. E, 4 sharps. Girls do awake early before, that's 5 sharps. B. Girls do awake early before Father, that's F sharp, 6 sharp. Girls do awake early before Father Charles, 7 sharp, on the sharp series. Thank you.
Beautiful. Mr. Ote, you may have to come again with this explanation slowly, because this simplifies this sharp thing. So even with this line, in a way, everyone can remember that, if you get. So please come again.
Girls do awake early before Father Charles. Girls do awake early before Father Charles. Just register that one in your mind. That's for the sharp series. For the flat series, just turn it the opposite. That's for the flat series. I did not touch flat series today because I don't want to rush everything. Let's take it step by step. But for flat series, just turn everything the other way. That is for flat series. So I'll take that again. Girls awake early before Father Charles for sharp series. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. For those who are watching, I'm sure this would help you. By the time you say this, if you want 3 sharps, by the time you mention 3 words, it tells you what you're going to do. So I think it's an easy way out. But it's still very important that you know what constitutes each one. Because if they say G, for example, G is not the one that is sharpened. There's a letter that is sharpened that makes it G, right? When we say D, it is not letter D that is sharpened. There are 2 sharps there. What are the notes? What are the letters that sharpen in the key of G? In the key of D, Daniel. Maybe you should also emphasize on this. Why is F sharp sharpened in the key of G? Why is so sharpened in you get?
Okay, on the key of G major, we have 1 sharp. How do you know the note that is raised? Just take a step backward. Take a step backward from G, you get F. So your F is raised to F sharp. On the key of D major, we have F sharp already that is raised. So if you are constructing D, from D, take a step backward, which is what? C sharp. So on the key of D major, you have F sharp and C sharp. So the next scale after D, girls do awake, which is A. 3 sharps. We have F sharp already, we have C sharp already. So from your A, take a step backward, which is what? G. Raise your G, that's your G sharp. So you have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp.
Sure.
So after A, girls do awake early, which is E. We have a F sharp that is raised, F that is raised already, C raised already, G raised already. So from your E, take a step backward, which is your what? D. Raise your D. Then you get your E major. So you have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and your D sharp, and so on. That is how you roll. So you get your 7 sharps.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, this is explanatory. I mean, if anyone has a question, I think there was a time somebody wrote a question that how could, but I think I talked about it. It was talking about the books that they can get to begin to work with. But we already answered that. And if anybody
Yeah,
still has a
that's how we
question,
do
please
it.
you can answer. You can write before we call it a day. Before we close the question for tonight's webinar. It's been very insightful. Yes, it is. It is the foundation, but it can be interesting. And by the time you know it right now and begin to work on it daily, your eyes, your fingers, your mind, everything just begin to coordinate together.
Yeah.
And anything you see, you just play at once. It's going to take discipline. It will take practice. It doesn't just happen in a day. I mean, with practice, it will get better. So we await questions for the next 3 minutes. And if we do not have any question before that, we will call it a day. But while we are waiting for questions, so Mr. Uche, what's your experience like? How long did it take you to master, this notation system? I mean, the early stage. Did it take you more than 2 years? Did it take you months? Did it take you 10 years to get to a point where anything you see you can play?
Well, it depends on you. It depends on you. When you have a lackadaisical approach, it affects. If you made up your mind that I want to get this, just keep you practice, practice, and practice. If possible, morning, noon, night. Keep practicing. When you keep doing it, when I started playing the trumpet, when I see a sheet music, I keep asking myself, when will I start doing this? When will I start doing this? But when I started sight playing, when I see any script, when I go to the choir stand, I see any script on the floor, I'll just speak. I'll throw it inside my box. When I get home, I'll bring it out. Say, how did it get this? How did it get this? I keep analyzing every day. Gradually, it will just sink. Just like when they call your name, you respond immediately. Why? Because growing up, you are hearing that name again and again and again and again. So each time you hear that, even if they are not calling you, once you hear that name, you just so sight playing is like that. When you keep practicing again and again and again and again, when you see any piece, you just want to play it. You just want to play it. That is sight playing for you.
So I think at this point we've hit our 1 hour mark. Yeah, 1 hour. We made it. Sorry, my network had a little glitch, so I had to restart my whole system all over again. So at this point, we'd like to thank you once again for making yourself available to facilitate this particular episode of the webinar. If anybody is watching and you see he practiced, he showed you the notation, he explained it to you, even though it's basic for now, but if he's privileged to come back, I'm well assured that he's going to expand on most of these things he has taught today. And if you have any question, because I keep asking, if you have any questions, leave your questions in the comment section of this YouTube video. A lot of you don't. Then some of you privately start sending me messages that, oh, that you like what they said, that, but you don't understand. This thing is simple. Nobody's going to chew you. Take anytime we go live, take your notes, write down your questions, go to the comment section of YouTube, the YouTube video, type them out and post it. Whoever is in charge of the facilitation will see it and respond appropriately to it. So I say this every time. There's no, it's not like somebody is too proud that we are all learning. Everybody is learning. So in humility, we'll always respond to all of you. And I'm sure a lot of you watching were really, really educated today by his teaching. So, our training director, Mr. Demofel, what's any last word before we sign out?
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ron. I mean, you have said it. I mean, at this junction is just to appreciate. My appreciation goes first and foremost to the president who is not able to join us on StreamYard, but I'm sure he's working somewhere. All the ESCOs, our facilitator, Mr. Akobundu, Uche, who has graciously shared his wealth of knowledge with us tonight and set the ball rolling on the subject matter of rudiments and theory of music, which we still will do part 2 and will continue until we get to a very desirable level. And also to you, Mr. Ron, for always been there being our host. Thank you so much. For everyone who have always been coming, watching, whether live or much later viewing it, thank you so much. So we'll come your way again next week.
Sorry, I was speaking. I didn't know I was on mute. So catch us same time here next week. The time might change because it depends on the facilitator. We have to work with the facilitators with their available time because we have to do this on a is it voluntary level. So it's not like we're paying anyone. So we have to work with their time. But all in all, we've had very wonderful and excellent facilitators so far, and people are learning. I'm learning. I'm sure some of us here too are also learning. So until we meet again, Mr. Akobundu Uche, we thank you again for your time, your session today. God bless you, and anybody watching, God bless you too. Catch you next week, and it's time to sign out.